Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for Thursday, March 28th, 2024. I have to tell you, I'm pretty excited to see the end of March. This has been a challenging month for me personally, but also I think on a much bigger level, like the energy has been very interesting. March is always a funny month anyways. It's like winter doesn't want to quite give up, but spring's like knocking on the door, and they kind of fight and tussle, and I don't know, it just always feels weird. Anyways, I'm happy to be closing out the month of March with this month's readings, and then we'll move into April's readings. And this was not the deck that I intended to use for the readings this week. I had a different plan, but sometimes plans don't work out, and that's okay. And so this deck popped into my head just like a little beacon, and I was like, this is the time for you. April kind of brings the idea of spring and gardens, and I am ready for that. So this deck is The Secret Garden. It is by Jessica Lee. It is published out of Rockpool. They have a ton of lovely decks. This is from Australia, and they have several small decks like this. I've used one a month and a half ago, something like that, but it doesn't have a guidebook. It's just got you know, small handheld size cards. Really, they're about the size of a little bit bigger than a credit card or a debit card or something, with a little message on them. And so that is what we are going to use this week for this week's readings. So as always, I look at two things with my Oracle card readings. I look at the energy, which is the force that's directed towards us from the universe or our general environment, even our smaller environments like work or home. And then I also look at the focus, which is then our intention, our effort, or our response that we put back into that energy, because ultimately we are in the process of creating with spirit, or co-creating with spirit. And while this quote doesn't have anything to do with this deck, they have The Secret Garden in common. And so I want to just give you a little quote from The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. It says, "If you look the right way, you can see that the whole world is a secret garden." And that makes me feel like a secret garden is a very liminal space, just like I look at doorways or gateways or pathways. These are places where we can transition or find out important things about ourselves. And so I feel really called to use this deck this week. So let us take a look at what we got going on. It's a small handheld deck. I shuffle this one a little bit differently because I can. It feels more like you can do like a poker shuffle or something. This deck is a little bit shiny, but we'll work with it the very best that we can. I'm also working with, I always have a candle and some crystals around, but in frame with me today, or for this week, I'm going to be using my agate star. I thought about grabbing a flower, but this is what jumped out to me. Little bit of beautiful agate. So let us look at our energy for the day and our focus card for the day. And I will try to get these in focus as well as I possibly can. All right, so our energy for the day. Just before I start these readings, I want to say that I open a circle of light, love, and protection around myself and this reading, which extends to anyone who watches these readings, no matter when it's going to be, today, tomorrow, or 100 years from now. And I also invite in my spirit guides and guardians to help me be a clear channel for this information, to help me understand the message and to direct it to the collective, whom I absolutely believe I am a part of as well. So this message is for me just as much as it is for anyone who watches this reading. So let us look at our energy for the day. We have bloom. Well, this is a beautiful, beautiful idea. It says bloom and attract more than butterflies. So what a wonderful, wonderful message. So this is the energy we have coming into us today. Just kind of like a wide open flower at its most full. Roses, wildflowers, even dandelions, which, you know, people think are weeds, but they're beautiful little flowers. Happy little yellow flowers. So bloom and attract more than butterflies. All right, let us look at the focus that we're going to put into this energy and see if that kind of helps clarify how we're going to use this energy. So our focus for today is strength. This is one of my personal keywords. I've used it for several years, and this month of March has really tested my strength. So I feel this definitely personally. It says strength. Don't let weeds and thistles cultivate in your garden. So we have a really interesting message here. Bloom, and you can attract more than butterflies. Let yourself be wide open to the possibilities around you, and you may bring wonderful and great things into yourself. But be careful what you let bloom, because you don't want the thistles, you don't want the weeds. Though I don't mind the dandelions, I have to say, and the bumblebees really like them. But be careful of the things that you allow to grow in your garden, and be strong about cultivating it, I guess would be the best thing that I can say. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope you found it helpful. These readings will probably be a little bit shorter this week, and that's okay too. I just really want to look at the beautiful, simple messages that are held within these cards. So, like I said, I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope you've connected with it in some way. If you have this deck or you've worked with this deck in the past, I would love to hear some comments on that. It's a gorgeous one, and I've had it for several years. And I really like the quickness and simplicity of it. Please like, please subscribe, please share these readings so I can help this channel grow, so I can help spread these messages to more people. I think the world needs positive messages right now, and the messages might not always be positive, but I think that they can help guide us and help us navigate the changes that we're going through. Things are changing in our world, and sometimes change is bumpy. So we'll do this all together, and hopefully we'll come through the other side just wonderfully and better off than we were. So thank you for coming and watching this reading today. My name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me.